Hello, listeners. This is Three Girls, One Track, your home for F1 fun and craziness. I'm your podcast host, Afsa.
I'm Felicia.
And there's no Bex today. She might join later, but right now we are Bexless.
Yes.
But we're going to keep the show running. We're going to keep it cute. We had a very entertaining Monza GP this week that I'm sure we will have many things to say about.
Yes.
But before we get into our many things to say, we're going to do Project Runway and what not to wear. If you're new, that's our flops and our slays. So I can go first with my flop.
Okay.
My what not to wear. And it is Liam Lawson.
Yeah.
In this, flour, oil spill, bleach situation shirt.
I don't know what it is.
With the gray pants. I think the fact that I can't understand what this shirt is the confusing part to me.
It kind of looks like you just put it in the wrong laundry load.
Yeah, and I'm like, at first I thought it was like an oil slick mesh wet look shirt. I was like, I kind of like that. But then I saw it from another angle. I'm like, oh no, the angles of the color didn't change, even though this is taken from a different angle. I think this is just a weird print on this shirt.
And while I know we have a conversation about him probably getting ready at the paddock, yet again, this man looks slovenly.
Let this man do his hair at the paddock.
No, because at least run a comb through it after you get out the wash. Shave a little, maybe run a steamer over that shirt. Something. Literally anything. But, I digress.
And my Project Runway is actually Yuki the entire weekend. He had this white number that he came in. Thought the white number was cute. I kind of want that jacket. And then he had his all jean blue look that he came in on race day, I believe. Maybe quali, I don't remember.
I think it was race day, and I think it was race day. Sorry, I think it was race day.
So that's my...
But what I loved was the fact that it was technically team gear.
Yes. Yuki does a good job of wearing Red Bull Racing team gear without, flopping.
Yeah.
So, I appreciate that for him.
Yes.
But that's my Project Runway and my what not to wear.
Love that. So, my what not to wear is twofold. Now, my what not to wear solo, standalone, is Charles Leclerc with those bleach stripe pants. I don't like those pants. I can't stand those pants. No. He has this thing where he likes to try out these different patterns in his jeans and whatnot. And while I appreciate the effort, this was just a miss for me, Sweet Pea. I'm sorry. It was a miss. Love Charles, but no. Now, my other what not to wear is because one person tried to do something on the paddock and somebody else did it better. And that is young Yuki and young Lando. Because both of them are pulling off a Letterman jacket type of look, and I get what they're both going for. They're literally going for the same look, kind of like a monochrome with a little splash of something in it, right? Lando wore his all black fit under his Valentino Rossi jacket, right? I hate that jacket.
This style of jacket, I don't believe should be produced. Fabric that they make jackets out of, where I'm that should never, I don't, as somebody whose cheer jackets used to be made of the exact same material.
Yeah.
I hated it then. I hate it now.
It's windbreaker fabric, right?
It's windbreaker. I don't think that windbreaker fabric should really exist. Nobody's proven to me why something that ugly needs to be around. And I've never been in a wind so windy that I needed this specific fabric to break it. I've never experienced that. Maybe other people are living that truth. It's never happened to me. So I think windbreakers can die, personally.
I will say I don't understand the science behind a windbreaker and the fabric and how that all works. Now, and then also, Lando, why you popped his collar? Put it down. But But then, in comparison, Yuki and his Red Bull jacket with the denim, it was a cute look. It was a hit. All right, so you had your hit, you had your miss. And honestly, I'm going with you on the Yuki for the weekend because Yuki was serving this weekend.
He was serving. He was giving.
Yuki gave us looks this weekend. I really like even his simple like white shirt with the pants and the backwards hat. I love that look. It was so cute with the bag.
Literally so good.
Hitting. All right, Bex. Our lovely Bex has joined us just in time. We know she is protesting Project Runway and what not to wear, so we will jump right on into our news segment.
That sounds great, because do they have anything this week? I think not.
Well, maybe we just weren't as inspired as we were. We
were just saying young Yuki gave us looks this weekend.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Young fashionista in the making.
Hello?
Yes. Survey. But, all right, we can hit right into our news. I only have a couple things for news, and I can let you guys chime in with your news as well. My first piece of news is apparently Checo's dad was chatting shit in the media.
About what? Saying he just got back on the grid.
Yes. So basically, Checo's dad, let me see if I can find it. Checo Perez dad. His dad was in the news being like, oh, fuck Red Bull, which obviously fuck Red Bull. But he was basically saying that Max could have never won his 4 championships without Sergio. Sergio's the only reason that that Max has his 4 championships. If he had received the car he deserved last year, he would have been world champion himself.
Wait. Okay, so can I kind of pause you real quickly?
Yes, of course.
Okay,
Go ahead.
I don't necessarily think that he would have been champion if he had a better car.
No,
that's false. I don't think that Max would, like, there's no way Max could have won without Checo. But I do have to say that Checo helped Max win.
Oh, yeah, if he wants to say Checo got Max 2021, I agree.
Okay.
I 10 toes down agree that Max does not win Abu Dhabi if Yuki or Liam or anybody else is in that car. Only Checo Perez, Master of Defense 2021, gets Max that championship in 2021. That's indisputable. I don't think anybody's ever disputed that. I don't think anybody's ever disputed that Abu Dhabi was a Max Checo joint partnership. Ooh. Okay.
Well, wouldn't that be what a number 2 driver is meant to do?
I mean, yes.
Not necessarily.
I mean, if you have a very clear 1 and 2, I feel like 2 is more likely to be the one that they utilize to assist 1. Maybe.
Okay, yeah, I think, if there's a very clear 1 and 2, I could say, okay, sure.
Was it not very clear back in 2021?
No, it was. It was always clear.
Okay.
I'm just saying, you, girl, I have been stumbling over my words all day today. I'm like, I don't know
if find them.
If I have like somehow gotten a stutter in my old age, but anyway, back to what I was saying. I don't remember what I was saying.
Anyway, dad is right about 2021. That you totally, because those are circumstances. Mm-hmm. I don't think anybody with a sane brain in their mind looks at 2023 and goes, "Yep, Max couldn't have won the championship without Checo."
I think 2024 is when
Max won the constructors championship.
I was like 2024. Like I think Max was actually lapping Checo.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like
2024.
I'm like 2021. Agree. And him saying like, "Oh, he should have been given equal like machinery." Sure, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Let's stick to the truths about Checo because Checo's a great driver. We don't need to make up lies about what happened to do Checo's thing.
Yeah, we don't need to create falsehood.
But then Jos Verstappen on Twitter in Dutch tweeted he replied to a tweet about this interview that Checo's dad did and said, "What an idiot that guy is. He's always been given the same material, but just needs to step on the gas." Basically saying, maybe if Checo was fast.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay, well,
so
that's
the battle of the fathers.
False. Like, okay, I think you can put a lot of drivers in that car and they can just step on the gas and it's not happening for them. So
and they can step on the gas and end up in a wall.
But I don't know. I'm like, sure, defend. I don't know. I always hate when you get parents involved in defending your children. Cause like, I get it. You're supposed, like, innately, they just have that, most of them, good ones, I think, just innately have that sort of sense to protect their kid. But Checo is like, how old?
30-something, right?
Okay, yeah. Like, I think he's all right. And Max, I know Max is still in his 20s, but Max has his own child to defend. Like, like, I think y'all, especially, just go sit down somewhere, please. I'm so tired of hearing from parents over and over again when it comes to these drivers. Like, you don't get that in some of these other sports. It just, you do actually. I take that back.
I was like, don't.
But do you know what? Do you know which sports you don't really get it in?
Which one?
Female athletes. You rarely get. You don't get parents jumping to their defense of female.
Sure don't.
Maybe you get, like, what's Serena and Venus's dad's name? I forget, but he might be the only outlier.
And then
you don't. But when it comes to these men, mama and daddy are coming to the rescue, baby boy.
It's absurd.
I don't know. It just didn't call for anything from either one of them. So
I agree.
I just grown men fighting behind grown men is a lot.
Yes,
that's what society was built on.
Oh, and taking it to Twitter is wild.
Yeah. The fact that Jos Verstappen tweets like a couple times a year and it's normally shady shit, I'm just like why are you on Twitter at all?
It's like, oh, you pissed me off. You know what? I'm going to tweet about this.
Stay off Twitter. Stay off Twitter. But that's one of my main other things. And then my only other thing is Lando Norris and his girlfriend.
All I keep seeing is pictures of this young lady. And she's beautiful, don't get me wrong, but she is everywhere right now.
Let me explain to you.
Okay, please. I haven't heard.
Lando and Maguire. So the girl's name is
her name really is Maguire.
That's what everybody calls her. I'm going to assume that's her name. I don't like her enough to look into her. So Lando's girlfriend, Maguire. Mm-hmm. Notable things to know about Maguire. I just keep assuming
it would be McGee.
Maybe, I don't know. I don't know. I've never heard her name out loud either. But she is notable for a couple things across the sport girlfriend community. One, continue. Being racist, notably. But also, two, her last boyfriend, who I think was like an important soccer guy, ex-boyfriend. Yao Felix. She was dating Yao Felix, who is Maggie, was like a really important. He's like a soccer guy. Like, he's a Portuguese soccer player. He's very famous.
Okay,
like, he's good at soccer. That's all I know. Yeah.
Okay.
Critical thing to know about that relationship.
Her name is
what?
Her name is Maggie?
Well, it's Margarita.
Okay. Wait, where'd the U come from?
I think
is it Margue?
GUI, but I think it's pronounced Maggie.
Okay, Maggie, whatever. So Maggie is also notable amongst the sports community because her and Yao Felix got into a little tiff, couples disagreement, whatever. And I haven't seen the photos because I don't roll like that, but the streets are saying she posted Yao's balls on her Instagram story.
Ooh, she's one of those type of girls.
Oh.
She took it to hell on Instagram story of everything.
Like public story or close friend story?
Public story, Cora. Oh. That's what the streets are saying. I don't like to keep up with Maggie because I don't like her. So I try not to keep up with her. But this is this is just me giving you background on Maggie. This has nothing to do with what I was about to say about Lando. So I'm sure you've seen at some races that they will like flash to Maggie and then on the bottom it'll say like Lando's partner,
friend,
or whatever it may be, right?
Friend killed me,
right? Because there were rumors about them dating, but they haven't. It's not like Lando's made an Instagram post or something being like my girlfriend, right?
Yeah.
So there were rumors about them dating. There were also some TikToks she posted that led some of the more conspiracy theorist-minded people to assume that she's Lando's beard. We're not going to get into that on the podcast.
I'm sorry. We'll talk about it later. People taking it too far.
There's a lot going on Twitter about this girlfriend.
Yeah, just taking it too far.
But a lot of people noted that it was just very strange because she would show up to the paddock blatantly being Lando's girlfriend. And then whenever prompted with a question that would invite Lando to ever, serve anything in regards to Maggie, he would deflect like crazy. This weekend's notable example is they asked, Oscar and Lando, who are you on the phone with immediately after, a race, da-da-da. And Oscar was like, oh, my mom, my girlfriend, they're the ones I want to talk to, da-da-da-da. They asked Lando the same question, and he's like, ha, 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 ha. And then they're like, but do you want to, answer the question? And he's just deflecting, refusing to answer. I think
just say your mom, bro.
I think he eventually cops out and says a random that it's okay, so you're copping out of this answer. Which made people go what? And then they were walking into the paddock together, and it was just a weird thing where sometimes the wags walk a little bit separately from their guys to
they're walking side by side,
right? But Lando and Maguire always do a weird amount of distance. I feel most of the wags walk 2 steps behind, slightly to the side. They did finally walk side by side today, but in past weekends, it's been a long periodically distance. Yeah, and so everyone's just what's going on?
So
can you just be normal about your girlfriend? And in his defense, his fans are not normal about this girlfriend. So honestly, I kind of understand him because those bitches are crazy.
I was gonna ask, have you had a bad relationship situation in the past?
To my understanding, no. Nothing that is so traumatic that it's part of public lore. Okay. This isn't a Daniel Kvyat situation where the guy stole your baby, stole your girl, and stole your seat. Nothing's as publicly traumatic as that. Nothing like that. But maybe he has tea. And listen, I'm with him. With the way his fans act about Maggie, I'd be down low too. I would be in the secret dark too. With the way they're crazy about Maggie, I wouldn't be bringing her up either. So,
I see what you mean about the walking a distance. Oh yeah, that's awkward.
So, it's a time with them. Maybe one day. Hopefully, she doesn't post Lando's balls on her story. Fingers crossed. For Lando. Don't piss her off, Lando. Please.
Well, he probably will. It's Lando.
Well, hopefully she doesn't do the balls again. That's all my news. Do you guys have any news?
I have one thing. I think just one. Did y'all hear about the whole V-carb situation?
Which is
that happened in Monza. Yeah, they supposedly the V-carb crew had a little party to celebrate the podium that Isaac got last week.
Mm-hmm.
But somehow, some way, the drivers were not invited to the party at all. And not supposedly, Kim Illman, I guess, asked Liam, Liam was walking to the paddock, and he asked Liam about it, and Liam was very confused and had no idea what was going on. So, I don't know. To me, that seems very weird to have hey, let's celebrate the podium, but don't invite, at the very least, the guy who got the podium.
Okay, so I interpreted it personally as, and this might just be me being shady, I interpreted it as Isaac's side of the garage had a party.
Oh.
And Liam is looking confused because Liam was not invited to the Isaac garage party.
Okay, that makes sense.
That's how I interpret it. I think Kim Illman is being purposely loose with his phrasing. I interpret it as they had a party, a club outing to celebrate. And Liam...
So you think it was just oh my gosh, y'all, we want a podium. Let's just go out and get some drinks. Let's go have
let's go shake some ass in the club. And it's like,
now I think about it,
podium.
I'm not sure. Wait. So I guess there's still, I guess I misspoke because it does seem like there's confusion as to whether Isaac himself was invited.
I think that Kim Illman was purposely loose with his wording.
Yeah, because it's not. I can't tell.
It's not clear at all whether he's saying like, oh, Liam looked confused. I'm like, okay, but if Liam looked confused, that doesn't mean Isaac wasn't there.
Exactly.
Like, that's all that means.
Yeah.
So, if Liam wasn't there, why wouldn't you go and ask Isaac? Unless you did go and ask Isaac, and Isaac did know.
Yeah. So I think it is what it is. But all right. Any other fun tea news before we hop into quali?
Let's hop into quali.
So we are at Monza, the Temple of Speed. Vroom, vroom, vroom. This is one of my favorite tracks on the calendar. I think that Monza always gives us something good. Mm-hmm. Controversy, joy from the Tifosis. I feel like I'm always enjoying myself at Monza. And sometimes I'm enjoying myself because I'm aghast. But other times I'm enjoying myself because I'm enjoying myself. And I thought that was notable. I love the Temple of Speed. Fun fact, in the ground effect era, aka 2025 to now, only 2 people have won the Monza Grand Prix. Charles and Max are the only people who've been able to win this race.
Wait, 2020 what till now?
2022 until now. The ground effect era is what they're calling this like era of cars, and only Charles and Max have been able to pull off a win here.
Any particular reason why they call it the ground effect? Or because is it just what they come
the era where they added in ground effect? The thing that like sucks the cars to the floor. The thing that causes the bounce.
Got you.
But yeah.
I don't feel
quality. Oh, sorry.
Strongly. I'm just going to say I don't really feel strongly one way or the other about Monza. Like, I like it. I think it should stay, but I think it's like not one of my favorites.
That's valid. But as far as quali goes, honestly, I think that we can skip Q1, except for the fact that Hodger got out. Sad for him.
Poor baby.
But I think that's overall good for his career that he fucks up sometimes so that they don't promote him to Red Bull. So that's good. Praying for him.
Smart thinking.
Praying for him. I think, he's balancing things out, which is good.
And he got to
recorrect. Make sure that they don't get too many ideas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I want to jump straight to Q2 because I think for once Q2 was the most interesting section of quali. Let's just start with the really interesting part. What the fuck was Lando doing in Q2?
Lando doesn't even know.
That was my question. When I saw it, I was just like, I like, to be honest, at first it seemed like, I don't know if it was like a team call, a strategy call, a Lando call. I was highly confused what was going on in Q2 for him.
So here's what happens for Lando in Q2 as I recall it.
Okay.
Lando goes out for his first run, and he fucks up his first run.
Yes.
By putting his wheels into the gravel, messes up his first run. His first run is like fine, but won't be fine if he doesn't do a second run.
Yes.
However, the team acknowledging that there is, a chance that Lando's first run on these new tires is not good, puts him out with enough fuel for 2 push laps. And so that's why he went out and did 2 laps, is because they knew that he needed probably to just give himself insurance. And good thing they did, because his first lap on those tires was ass.
Yeah.
And would have been eliminated from Q2.
Mm-hmm.
So that's exactly what happened. He just botched his first lap, and so they weren't going to leave it to like a 1-lap shootout. So they gave him enough fuel for 2.
Okay.
I mean, it did end up working for him, but
it just didn't make sense.
I mean, like, he still needed freaking Oscar's help.
Mm-hmm.
How did he get repaid?
That's what. Okay, we can talk about that later.
We'll get to that.
It's like, Lando, your fans are sitting up here telling you need to be the leader, you need to be number 1, but yet your teammate has to help you get out of Q2 and to help you get second? Like, come on.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get into that.
Yeah.
We will get to there.
But out in Q2 is Ocon, Albon, Sainz, Hulkenberg, and Bierman. I forgot to say who was out in Q1. It's Lawson, Gasly, Colapinto, Stroll, and Hodger. I don't think I needed to tell y'all that. Y'all know who goes out in Q1 every single time. So we can just keep it above there. We get to Q3. Just some little shootouts. Lando, Max, Charles, Oscar. They're doing their little thing. Bamp, bamp, bamp times. Max ends up being on pole. Fastest lap in F1 history.
Which is crazy.
We cheered. The only notable thing for me from Q3 is what the fuck Ferrari was doing with their qualifying strategy. I say this as obviously a lover of Lewis, but you should have made Lewis give Charles a toe. I don't understand why they did this. I do understand why they did this. Their explanation makes perfect sense to them, which is like, we were just going to give them both a fair shot at qualifying. Lewis has never been asked to like sacrifice himself because his teammate got a penalty, because he got a penalty and his teammate didn't. Like, I think that makes perfect sense to me. However, like, with the strength of the toe around here, like, Charles could have been on pole. Like, I don't understand why you guys did this. Charles would have been on pole if they had Lewis give him the toe.
I feel like Ferrari is really focusing on the two halves being separate in that garage, is what it seems like to me.
I just feel like they're in an awkward position where Charles is... I'm going to come out here and say it. I think that Charles is technically the number one driver at Ferrari.
Yes.
Yeah. They're in a really awkward position where they have their number one driver and they have a driver that they really, really want to give a lot of Ferrari, like, oomph around and to. As you come into awkward situations where it's like anybody else is sitting next to Charles, they give him the toe. They tell them, you have to go give Charles a toe.
But because
that's
Lewis.
just not the T of the team right now. And so I feel like you end up in these awkward situations where it's like, unlike McLaren, who likes to lie, you low-key do actually have two number one drivers for real though. Like, and it's just a matter of, like, the given moment of what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and so I think it just makes it awkward, where it's like, yeah, I think literally any other team knows that you obviously have the person with the penalty give the person without the penalty a toe. Because at best, Lewis is starting 6th. And Lewis ended up starting 9th anyway, right?
And that's if he got a pole.
Yeah, so like, all I'm hearing is he probably could have given Charles a toe anyway.
Yeah.
It's not like Charles gave him a toe. They went completely separately, I think. So instead of none of them having a toe, one of them could have had a toe.
Something.
So,
I don't know. I do think you are right in the fact that Charles is technically their number one driver, even though I doubt anyone will say it. But he's the most comfortable with the car. He's the most comfortable with the team, and he's the one putting up points. Or having, they're both putting up points, but week in and week out,
he's scoring higher for
Charles
the most part.
Outperforming Lewis, and so, but you can never, ever, ever say that your 7-time world champion is not your number one driver. At least not in public.
No.
Not without ruffling a lot of feathers.
Lewis
quality overall was pretty decent. It was decent.
Well, it was good this time. I enjoyed myself. I vibed.
Yeah, I was annoyed.
It was interesting.
But we had Max on pole, Norris 2nd, Oscar 3rd, Charles 4th, so on and so forth down the order. Nothing crazy happening in quali too much, but we then get to the race. And so I had to watch the race on the way to the Maryland Renaissance Fair. Shout out the Maryland Renaissance Fair. If you ever get a chance to go, you need to go.
I saw your pic and your TikTok.
You look so cute. Y'all look so good.
Thank you. I have one a major serve that didn't make it to the feed. I'll send it to you guys.
Please.
Anyway, we're starting the race. I was in and out, but I watched recaps, don't worry. And Hulkenberg is out before it even starts. Why was Hulkenberg out? Because I didn't catch why he was out of this race.
Wasn't it an engine?
These people in their engines.
There was some sort of malfunction.
Yeah, it was an engine problem, I believe.
Oof, that sucks for him. Because were his kids here this weekend?
Ooh.
The Mini Hulks? I think the Mini Hulks were here.
I saw a video of them together, but I don't know if it was from this, sometimes on Instagram you get the wrong week or whatever.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think the Mini Hulks were here. But hey, he got to spend the entire race with the Mini Hulks. So that's
They're
good.
so precious.
They're so adorable. But we get to our race start, and things are already out of hand. We get good jumps off the line for everybody. Lando goes onto the grass and bitches that Max pushed him. He did not. And then there is like a little overtaking tomfoolery amongst the front. Max and Lando are beefing it out. Max cuts a chicane. Max is ahead. He has the position back. Charles and Oscar are in the background trading blows left and right, overtaking, repassing. It was great. It was beautiful. I loved it.
Beautiful opening. Beautiful
Oscar
opening.
and Charles, they were giving me everything I needed. It was great. Loved it so much. But yeah, I thought it was really hilarious that Lando was like, Max pushed me off. And then even the British F1 commentators were like, bro, you just drove straight and the track narrows. The track just gets narrow.
It's just like, y'all just came closer because that's where the road goes.
Yeah. So it was an interesting start, but it ends up with Lando in front and then Max in second. Charles and Oscar are like blow for blow. So they're like both at 3.5 positions the entirety of this opening corner. Eventually, though, Max does get Lando back and passes him. And from here on out, I was like gagged because the McLarens could not catch Max to save their lives. Max broke a second from Lando in like a lap, maybe.
What happened? Because normally they are...
McLaren's fastest car. They have the speed to catch him.
Mm-hmm.
That's where you see just the complete separation of skill. They did not have the skill to catch him.
Yeah.
The speed, they didn't have the skill to catch him. And that was like actually quite shocking to me.
Max also notably like what's his face? Gosh, I think he's like the technical director. His name's like Washe. I don't remember his name because I don't like him particularly. But he is Pierre Washe, it's something like that. He is like a technical guy at Red Bull, and he had a certain wide wing setup that he wanted Red Bull to use. And Max was like, I'm not putting that shit on my car. We're gonna lose if we use that. So that's why Max had a narrower wing. And I think that's low-key what had him going good. He had so much straight line speed that it was like, even if you get close, like it's not really going to matter by the time that we get to a straight. And Monza's
just slicing through the air. Yeah.
So,
damn.
Shout out him, but yeah, he immediately pulls away from the McLarens.
He was gone.
He was gone. They were dropping back in like a fashion that was shocking. What really upset me greatly was watching Oscar drop back and drop back and drop back from Lando, and I was like, "What are you doing?
Where is he going?
What is happening right now? Why can't you? What's going on?"
Was he trying to like back up
I don't know.
The rest of the... I don't know.
I don't know what he was doing. I'm already upset at Oscar for this weekend. I don't know what he was doing. I can't even begin to get into Oscar this weekend.
They screwed Oscar over this weekend.
They screwed Oscar over, and I understand why Oscar did what he did, but we'll get into it, but I still can't.
Oscar had the perfect opportunity to be just a jackass.
But we'll get to that. Honestly, not much that I care about happens for a little bit, and then Alonso's suspension destroys itself.
Yeah.
Hate that for him. Just snaps. The suspension rod just broke. Which is crazy.
Like, how does that happen?
So, when he went over the curb, obviously the car then vibrates because of the curbness. And when you have like materials, there's a very specific frequency at which the material will snap. Like all materials have that.
Yeah.
Damn. So it was bad for him.
Well, they do say these are very delicate cars.
They are very
delicate machinery.
Yes. So Alonso's fucked. He's gone. Only other notable thing that I thought was really stupid is the Carlos Ollie crash situation.
What would you even call it a crash?
I would. They crashed into each other. There was a collision. They both spun.
Who, Lawson?
Oh, no, I'm thinking about something else. Never mind.
You guys are thinking of Tsunoda and Lawson.
Yes.
Okay. Lawson
didn't even register with me.
Ollie.
Yeah, I was like, they didn't even. Anyway.
I mean, I think if you go by the dictionary text, the textbook term, it was a crash.
Oh, Ollie and Carlos, absolutely. She was talking about Lawson and Yuki.
Oh, sorry.
Which was just like a wheel bump by him.
Yeah.
But no, Carlos and Ollie was so upsetting to me for many, many reasons, but they primarily have to do with like the application of the letters of the rule book in situations where it's abundantly clear that they happen to not apply right at this very moment. So the whole thing and the reason, like basically they're going into a turn, Carlos is ahead at the turn, and then they crash. And so the FIA is like, okay, cool. Well, Carlos was on the outside and ahead, so it's his corner. So Ollie, this is your fault, 10-second penalty.
Mm-hmm.
If the FIA had watched the footage leading into the corner, they would have seen that Carlos wasn't ahead because he was overtaking him or because he was later on the brakes. Carlos was ahead because he dive bombed the corner. No way he makes that corner. But it makes him be technically ahead at the apex, and then it's technically his corner, even though it's like, but you were never making that corner with Ollie there. Like, it wasn't a traction battle where you got better exit. Like, that's not what happened. You just dive bombed him. But dive bombing him does put your car ahead of his car. If you happen to be ahead of his car, dive bomb.
Yeah.
So it was stupid. I'm like, I watched the crash. I'm like, cool, great. Carlos is going to get a 10-second penalty. We're going to keep pushing. And they're like, oh, no, Ollie gets a second penalty. I'm like, but Ollie's the one that was crashed into.
It should have just been the racing incident and kept it pushing.
Yeah. Well, I think because they spun, you could not call that a racing incident. They're spun and there was debris.
I think you could have.
It was a collision.
It was a collision, but still, I think technically, I mean, like, if technically it is, you could say that you could penalize Ollie because Carlos was ahead, but in the full context of the situation, you don't want to reward unclean hands because Carlos, sort of.
He was basically trying to force Ollie out, like force him to move off of his trajectory, pretty much.
Yeah. So that was.
I think you just kind of like you just kind of make it a wash and call it a racing incident and move on. Maybe not. Yeah.
No, I think that would have been fine. I would have been perfectly fine with that. I just think that this is stupid. But I mean, them giving Carlos a penalty last week was also kind of stupid. So I guess it's
they're balancing it out.
Unfortunately, Ollie is the collateral for this balancing out. Speaking of Ollie and the penalty, Ollie is now on 10 penalty points.
Yep.
I believe he is one serious safety violation / whatever away from
it's 2 points.
A race ban. Yeah. He has 2 points.
He only has 2 points. And also, I let the record show, I actually can't think of a single thing Ollie has gotten points for that's been actually his fault.
He had what was it, last year or the year before, Magnussen was just racking him up. I'm like, yeah, Magnussen
was violent.
Magnussen was being a demon.
But like Ollie just seems like it's just little things that really aren't his fault. It's just sort of like wrong place, wrong time type of situation.
Yeah.
And the drivers around him, but I don't think it's really his fault. And I don't know how When did he lose some points, or when did they drop off? I should say, or roll up?
A year after he acquires them, and this is his rookie year. So like he's not going to drop any of these points until next season.
Yep.
So he's gonna have to watch these 2 points for the rest of the. So he's probably gonna get a race ban.
He's getting a race ban.
He's gonna get a race ban.
Like this situation is a perfect example. Ollie did nothing wrong. Ollie did not do anything wrong and walks away with 2 penalty points. And it's like, how is he supposed to not get penalty points? Like, what the fuck? His brakes are gonna give out next race, and he's gonna accidentally slam in the back of somebody because he has no fucking brakes, and they're gonna go 3 penalty points. And then he's gonna get a race ban. What do you want him to do? Magically manifest brakes in his car?
But after the race ban, his points will reset, right?
Yes, then they reset.
At that point, I'll just get a race ban.
For real, I'm like, well,
I'm just gonna
give me this race ban so I can
points. Let me just get it over.
And then hit some K-Mag demon time for the rest of the season.
Exactly. Might as well.
Him. I'll try and get it and get the penalty. Can he do get the penalty points in practice so that he can get?
That's true. Okay, wait. This is a great question that I honestly am wondering, and I'll check the rulebook. If he gets penalty points in practice, is it just a literal race session ban? Is it a weekend ban? And so he would race that race, but then be gone next week. Like, I need to look into this. I'll look into this.
That is interesting, actually. I'm curious how they do that.
I'm just trying to get it over. So the 2 points is
rather than tiptoeing on eggshells.
Yeah, and I feel like I would rather race freely and not have to worry. So, Food for thought, Ollie. Food for thought.
Live your truth, King. Live your truth. But all right, it's time to get into the fuckery. We get our one pit stop of the race because this is a one-stopper. And Lando has been leading for the entire race. Oscar is behind him. They are debating what they're going to do with their pit strategy. Lando says, as long as Oscar's not going to undercut me, let's pit him first. Risky decision, but they're going with it to cover off Leclerc. So they pit Oscar. Beautiful pit stop. I think the fastest pit stop of the season with a 1.9.
In and out.
They pit Lando. That front left is malfunctioning. 6-second pit stop. Then Lando comes out behind Oscar, obviously. And Oscar's race engineer gets on the radio to guilt trip and gaslight Oscar by using Hungry 2024 against him, as if this is the same situation when it's not.
Not even remotely.
And tells him to let Lando past.
The resignation in Oscar's voice on that radio. He was... Oh, poor Oscar.
Oscar, maybe you need to leave. You need to leave this devilish team.
And go
Hello.
Where,
I know. Okay, yes, and go where, though? That's the problem, right? Is I'm constantly Oscar needs to leave, and then the following question is, and go where, though? It's the same way that I feel about Max. It's the same way I feel about Charles, where every single time I'm like, you guys need to leave this fuck-ass team, I'm like, and go where? And go
there really is nowhere for any of them to go.
Here's what I need. I need Adrian Newey.
Audi could be an option, Cadillac, but you don't know until
it happens.
Until it happens.
Yep.
We're gonna look
I need Adrian Newey to step out something nasty with that 2026 Aston Martin car and get Max and Oscar's asses into that fucking Aston Martin. Okay, that's what I need. I need Max and Oscar in
and put Lance Stroll where
gone, quitting because he wants to actually pursue a passion he enjoys.
Well.
I need Max and Oscar in that fucking Aston Martin with a Adrian Newey rocket ship yesterday. Okay, that's what I need. That's what I personally need.
That would be an interesting shakeup of the grid. I will say that.
I do not wish Max as a teammate for Oscar in any world.
I think that Oscar has it in him to handle it. I think the problem that we're seeing...
Oscar can handle it. But I think it's going to be to a detriment of his own career.
I don't think it's going to be to a detriment to his own career. Honestly, I think it's going to be like Hamilton-Rosberg T, where it's like, this is a situationship you're going to be in for like 2 years, and then you move on with your life.
Because Max is going to retire. How that ended, right?
But in this case, Max is Rosberg. He's going to retire. Max is retiring within the next years.
And just so happened that Nico Hamilton situation, one of them needed severe mental help
following that partnership.
Both needed severe mental help.
I was just about to say they both actually needed some.
They both did. Nico's ass just eating fucking cornflakes leading up to the fucking race. Like,
what?
Yeah, I think that he said that he like subsisted on a diet of like just cornflakes in like the months leading up, like maybe the weeks leading up to it. There's a lot of lore about Lewis and Nico and cornflakes from their childhood. I can't get into that lore right now. We'll save that for a Mercedes episode.
Like, was he trying to make weight just to?
There's a lot going on there.
Okay, got you. No problem. Never mind.
But anyway, back to the whole Papaya situation. So Oscar obviously lets him by, and it's very disappointing, and everybody's very upset about it, and I think everybody has made amazing points on why this was a really, really stupid thing to do.
And Max laughs.
Max laughs, as he should, because this is fucking ridiculous. Like, it's laughable. And the problem is that, like, Oscar does not have the luxury to do a Max, or do a Sebastian Vettel, or do a Lewis, where he is like, this is fucking stupid, I'm not doing that, right?
No.
He doesn't have the luxury to do that because he knows that McLaren will punish him the rest of the year.
Yep.
If he doesn't give Lando this place back.
Yep.
And I'm like, I understand that he has to give the PR answer of saying, like, no, this made total sense for these reasons that they've gaslit me into believing. But I'm like, your reasons don't even make any sense. Their whole thing is, well, Lando shouldn't suffer because of a team mistake. And to Oscar's point on the radio,
isn't that part of racing?
Pit stops are part of racing. This isn't like a fuck-ass inter-team strategy that went wrong, right? An inter-team strategy that would have gone wrong, that would have made it like Hungary, is if this exact same thing happens and Oscar and Lando have the same pit stop time, and they just didn't calculate how good Oscar's outlap would be. That is a pit wall, random happenstance. There is no way that you could know how fast Oscar's outlap is going to be, and Oscar's outlap happens to be a second faster than you thought it was going to be because he brings the tires in really well, and then he manages to undercut Lando. That's a situation where I'm like, you know what? That is exactly like Hungary. And it makes complete sense to swap them. Pit stops being fucked up is part of racing.
Sorry, the same way fucked up your race.
Engines are part of race. Like, engines blowing up are part of racing. Getting a tear off in the wheel is part of racing. Like, they opened, and they said it was stupid to be like, no, this doesn't set a precedent. But I'm like, okay. So, in an alternate world where Max DNF'd, right? So, the McLarens are leading everybody else by 30 seconds. Life is good. Wah, 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 wah. And Lando gets a puncture. And has to go into the pit stops. And he's been leading the whole race, da-da-da-da. And the McLarens tried to bring up, like, oh, well, obviously if there's other cars in between us, we wouldn't swap it back. I'm like, okay, cool. Let's ignore that. Lando gets a puncture, goes into the pits. Lando loses 20 seconds. So he ends up 5 seconds, let's say, behind Oscar for something that wasn't in Lando's control, but is a part of racing. You're making Oscar give that place back because Lando got a puncture? Like,
no.
This is the same thing as if Lando had gotten a puncture and then managed to make it back to the pits to fix it. It is a happenstance that occurs in racing that he happened to get unlucky by. And it was just so insane to watch them gaslight Oscar with a situation where it was like, Hungary was your guys' fault. Like, your guys' math computer calculations being weird.
That was a strategic error.
Is a physical, his side of the garage error. Like, that is not the same thing at all. And it was insane to watch them trying to justify it. I'm like, why don't you just go, hey, Lando's been leading the entire race. You weren't supposed to undercut him. Give it back. Instead of trying to be like, but it's like family.
Quit trying to guilt trip the boy.
It's this stupid, like, Papaya rules family thing that they keep doing where I'm like, guys.
But at the end of the day, Can they just say that they favor Lando? Because it's just every single time something like this comes up, it's very blatant who you people are favoring. It is very blatant.
And I think what makes it worse for me is I'm just like, they have to play into the Papaya Family thing, like both of them. And so you get clips like they ask Oscar, like, if you lose the championship by this many points, which is like, what, 6? Like, if you lose the championship by 6 points, are you going to regret it? And he's like, I wouldn't want to win because of like a da-da-da-da. I'm like, yes, you would. That's a fucking lie.
Yes.
Absolutely you would. You think that when Lewis forgot to hit the brake button at Baku, Max was like, yup, I wish that I and DNF too so I could win it fair. It's like, no, bitch!
Oh, that pains me to bring up.
I want to fucking win! I'm like, what do you mean? Well, I wouldn't want to win this way. Win what way? By him having a bad pit stop? Do you know how many championships have probably incorporated a bad pit stop into like the points decision of the championships? That's luck. That's part of luck.
Racing. It's literally a part of racing. Your pit stops are a part of your race. If you mess your pit stop up, you mess your race up. Simple.
I also, like, as Lando, in my opinion, is concerned with the correct thing, which is winning the championship.
Yes.
Lando does not spend time, and he should, a little bit. He doesn't spend time thinking about how, like, this whole McLaren situation erodes any conversations of his talent because it makes it look like he's being spoon-fed a championship.
Because he is.
And
he's still losing.
And I think that's the thing that gets me is I'm like, on some level as McLaren and as Lando, like, the forward thought of this is going to be a Kimi Räikkönen-ass fucking championship where forever everybody's like, oh, you were the blip in between real winners winning their championships.
Well.
Like, you were the blip in between people who are actually good at this. Yep. And actually, like, really good at this, doing their thing. Yep. And I feel like, honestly, at this point, no matter who wins this championship between the fuck-ass McLaren duo, and I love Oscar, but he's part of the fuck-ass McLaren duo,
well,
that's gonna be how it feels. It feels like, okay, we got off of, like, amazing years with Lewis, like, dominating years with Max. We had the Vettel era. Jenson Button put in a good stint there. We've had banger after banger during the 2000s, excluding a couple little drops in the bucket.
Mm-hmm.
And then this one is just like, it's flop after flop. I leave every race feeling like to some extent one of you two flopped a little, if not.
At the end of the day, we know it's going to be a McLaren constructors, McLaren driver.
And it's just, I am still quite confident in Oscar winning the championship. I feel very confident in that.
Yeah.
Lando has to basically win almost every single race for the rest of the season.
Which he won't.
And so, like, I feel confident about a fuck-up somewhere here and there.
He'll choke on at least one.
But it is just...
And I think, for me, personally, I don't know if this is a good thought to have, but I think at some point, when we start getting down, when it's like 3 more races, when it's like 5 more races... 6 more races, 3 more races. They are going to have to pull the trigger at some point. Especially if we have a race like this one. Where Max ends up winning the race. Or you have a like a George Russell who might come up from nowhere, or even like a Charles. If it's looking like your drivers are struggling, I could... Wait, hold on, quick question. Is Max completely out?
Max isn't out, so somebody was actually doing the math today. Thank you, TikTok, for doing the math. So Max has to win every race, and the McLarens both need to DNF another time, which could happen.
Both of them need
I believe Oscar needs to get third a good amount of times. But it's not impossible.
Yeah.
Girl, let's let that man rest with his child.
I'm a Max 5-Stappen truther.
Let that man rest with his child.
I was about to say, if we could spend all of like the second half of last year saying that Lando had a chance. I guess we could say Max has a chance.
That's what I'm saying. They told us that all the back end of last year wasn't shit being fought. So I'm fine to believe in Max. My thing is, like, the thing I think pissed me off so much about this is they're like, oh, da-da-da, like, the team. And I don't personally love the narrative of, like, oh, we'll pull the trigger eventually, or like, oh, we'll give them, like, this, da-da-da-da-da. In my opinion, we're too late in the year for that bullshit. We're past the summer break. Like, if you wouldn't have pulled this in Abu Dhabi, don't pull it now. Like, you're telling me if we get to that last fucking race, and it's close enough on points that it will matter what you do, and this exact thing happens, you're telling me that McLaren's going to think it's reasonable to go, hey, Oscar, we know that you'll lose the championship by doing so.
Hell no.
But give this play. No. And Oscar wouldn't fucking do it. And so that's why it pisses me off, this whole narrative. Like, no, we did it for the team culture and for the family. Like, no. Because if you're doing it for the team culture and the family and because you know it's the right thing to do it at Abu Dhabi with the championship on the line. Because it's the right thing to do. Right? It's team culture. It's family. It's this, it's that. Shit's not family. They would burn your car down for looking at Lando the wrong way. That's just what it is. And you need to escape this devilish team.
I know that PR team was putting in work during those last couple laps.
They're getting absolutely destroyed left and right all over. Every journalistic thing, every this, every that. Like, I think they need... Honestly, I enjoyed the break from McLaren. I forgot how much I enjoyed having a break from McLaren. I don't know if I'm ready to continue watching their foolishness every... Like, I need a strong swing in Oscar's direction so we can just dead this.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, Lando would need to win every race and Oscar would need to get 6th, and it's like, can we just...
Let's just pray Lando.
Oscar win, I think.
Yep.
At our next race, and I think that can help.
It may not do it probably
fully, but it could maybe like swing. Like, okay, let's actually work together, make sure we can secure Oscar this championship.
Yeah.
Something.
That's the thing. Remember, Zach Brown has his heart on for Lando.
It upsets me. It upsets me so much. I just like...
What is that man's obsession with Lando? Like, I get it. Go ahead.
That's his baby.
The thing for me that frustrates me is McLaren obviously can see what they have in Oscar. Which is why they dangle this stupid Papaya Family rule shit in his face. And because, like, Oscar, when they ask him, he's like, oh, no, I know that I need to help the team because, you know, if it comes to a point where I need to win a championship, I'm going to need the team to help me. So, you know, and I feel like they dangle that in his face because they don't want him to leave.
They don't want him to leave, but they also don't want the narrative going around that they have anything but, like, an immaculate development program. And I think that that is also part of this, is, like, they are not going to accept the narrative of, we have had this child in our team since his first day on the Formula One grid. We've taught him everything he knows. And he's a fucking cuck compared to this random bitch from Alpine who took a gap year. And this is his 3rd season. Like, that's, like, truly, that's entirely what this is. And, like, they don't want Oscar to beat a homegrown because then it questions, what fertilizer were you using? What were you spraying on it? Like, how did you cultivate crops for 7 years and a random flower popped up and destroyed your whole field in 2 years? How is that possible? Like, he's developed this car for 7 years.
Yeah.
And
damn. He literally was called Lando No Wins for the longest time.
And then this guy comes in and it's like immediately just like, has your number. Cool. Great.
I always forget how long Lando has been racing because
2019.
I always treat him like he's a rookie. Like they infantilize him so much. Sorry. They infantilize him so much that it almost, you just kind of forget that, bro, you've been on here for like damn near a decade.
No.
And on here for about like 2-3 years ago is beating you handedly. Yeah, he's actually
like, I know people forget, like, he's from, like, the Charles Leclerc, like, Pierre Gasly. He might even predate Alex Albon, ? Like, nobody's sitting around being like, Alex, the little baby, he's not making it.
If I'm
like,
not mistaken, wait.
He might have joined the year that Alex Albon joined.
Was he racing with Max in karting?
Max is from their karting gen, but then skipped, like, 3 racing series. Okay. So, like, that's why Max is, like, a year older than Lando, maybe. But he's been there for, like, 3 more years.
But
like,
you're right. They don't treat any of the rest of them like rookies. Alex, Pierre, Charles. Who else?
No, they treat them like the seasoned vets that they are. But for some reason, and that's why
Charles and Lando started in mega teams. Like, Charles had a year on him because Charles did Sauber, but, like, Charles started at Ferrari the same year that Lando did at McLaren. They've spent the same amount of time in big teams.
I don't know. It is crazy. Do you know what? I just looked it up. Alex Albon. They all started 2019. Alex Albon. What's his face? Lando. They were all rookies. Yep. George Russell.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
They all started that year.
And when George doesn't deliver, bitches call him on his shit.
Rightfully so.
Every time.
Like, and if George has a bad pit stop, they tell him, well, let's go racing. Do your best.
Yeah. So,
like, give it a shot.
This is an irritating situation because the McLaren is trying to gaslight the rest of us as well, right? They're like, no, it doesn't set a precedent. Like, this is a very specific situation, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, okay, sure. Like,
it is a very specific situation that you had the wrong conclusion to.
And they keep getting themselves into these situations because they want so much control over the race outcome that they are unwilling to, like, let the, like, cards roll where they may. And because of that, they end up in these situations where they're, like, doing fuck-ass team orders and radio messages that make them look stupid. When it's like, or you could execute the strategy, and then who wins? Wins! And then you don't have to do this. Like, listen, would I have been a little bit irritated as an Oscar fan if Oscar didn't win Hungary? Of course. That would have sucked. It happens. It happens. Like, same thing as this one. It happens. Like, sometimes your pit stop's slow and you lose a race. It happens all the time. Like, that's okay. It'll be fine. But they want, like, being both at the front gives them a desire for so much control over the exact outcome of how the races go, that it's like, it is on the edge of what I would consider race fixing. like
I don't think it's even on the edge.
Like, sports betting style race fixing, where I'm like, do we need to go check the betting books of the McLaren C-suite and just make sure that they didn't have a little Lando bet into the race that they needed to execute on?
Like, check something. Get a hold of a couple bookies.
Can we check that one out? How much money they have with their bookies? We need to look. Because it's looking suspicious to me. But all I'm saying, this was a mess.
It was a mess.
This was a mess. Any more thoughts on this mess?
I don't know. I just feel like every week we come out here for a race and we always have to talk about the stupidity that is McLaren. I am getting tired of them.
Yes.
Well,
I am too.
Oscar's getting tired of them. Hopefully he gets tired enough to go somewhere else. Where? I don't know.
Maybe Audi, Cadillac, depending on what they look like after next season.
Yeah, maybe he could thug it out for one more year and then 2027, let's see where he goes. When is his contract up? Like, actually up?
Oh, God, it's for a while.
Oh, poor baby.
My friend Google.
It's at least, like, a couple years.
Of course.
It is... Oh, he just signed an extension.
Oh, Oscar. For how long?
They haven't said, but they say it's understood to be at least through 2028. But they haven't
But anything can happen in Formula One. You never know.
Anything can happen.
Anything can happen.
Get it.
Anything can
Yeah.
I love that song. Sorry, that song's a bop.
My God.
Go stream Ellie Goulding, y'all. That song's a bop. Okay. Anyway, we get to the podium. Max takes it away. He's just up front laughing at these bitches behind him. Lando's in second. Oscar's in third. Lewis made up some good places. Love that for him.
He wanted what, 6?
Yeah. So love that for him.
Yeah.
My only note post race is the podium was really funny. Because the Tifosi were booing Lando Norris.
Yep.
Not that anybody deserves booing, but I personally am a fan of sports booing. I think that more sports booing should happen. I'm team sports booing. As long as you're not getting wild. As long as you're not getting too wild, I say boo all you want.
I'm just glad they didn't boo Oscar.
Yes, Oscar. Well, Oscar's an angel who just has done nothing wrong. And exactly. I did love the way the Tifosi have been Team Max in Italy if it can't be their people. I do think that's been really fun. Max Verstappen being chanted by the Tifosi was really good. Love that. Also,
go ahead.
A note about, I meant to bring it up in news, but it's like dead news. Like it's like a fake news, But I do want to bring it up. Max Verstappen keeps Ferrari baiting us.
What do you mean?
Frequently. So there were rumors that popped up earlier this week that were because of a mistranslation of a conversation that Yas was having, where it sounded like it was said that Max's team was in talks with Ferrari.
Okay.
I believe the actual thing that Yas said was him and Max talk about Ferrari, Merc, whatever, all the time.
Okay.
Not that they were in talks with Ferrari.
Oh.
But Max has been doing this weird Ferrari Italian baiting thing. They asked Max on stage if he knew any Italian. He said, I don't have a reason to learn Italian yet. Max has gone on the record as saying his favorite food is tomato soup and carpaccio many times. And all of a sudden, this week, Max's favorite food is fucking pasta. I don't know what's up with that. It's scary. I don't need him Italian
carpaccio to pasta.
Because I can't.
Well, maybe he might be, a little bit of pandering to the Italians.
Maybe, but he's never pandered to the Italians before.
Giving me pandering vibes.
He's been asked this question many times about his favorite food, and he is, even in Italy, he's never bothered to pander to the Italians. He has been strong. His favorite drink is gin and tonics. His favorite food is tomato soup and beef carpaccio. Every single time.
He might be trying to win over the hearts of the locals.
Yes, and all I'm saying is that he needs to stop Ferrari baiting me, because one, he's not going to Ferrari. I don't know why he's Ferrari baiting me, but if I wake up one day and just like I did with Lewis, I crack open my eyes and I see Max Verstappen to Ferrari, we're doing an emergency podcast. Everybody's taking a couple hours off work, and we're doing an emergency podcast immediately because we can't.
I'm going to say, yay. Hopefully they treat him like they treated everybody else and they give him shit.
Which is also why I don't think he's going to Ferrari. Like, I think that Max cannot deal with that topic that occurs on that team.
If, they think Lewis and Charles have wild radios.
They don't even know why.
Max will learn Italian simply to cuss them out on the radio.
Exactly.
I don't know. I talk about their radios. I didn't remember the one with Charles. Where he was, where he was like, I think I think my seat is wet.
Yeah, he was like, there's water leaking into my seat for some reason. Like, what's going on? Fucking
I think it might be the water.
I think it might be the water. Yeah, got that part.
I don't know why that kills me every time I think about it.
I have a seat full of water.
No, but
maybe it's the water.
No. I actually need to get what he said, because he was like, "Oh, let's add that to something.
The words of wisdom.
Yes.
Which is all the engineers have said to him over time.
That kills me. Jeez.
That one was a good one.
Oh,
that one's got to stay in the books.
Before we end talking about the race, I definitely want to give a huge shout out and a big, hand clap to Baby Goat, Isaac Hajar, started and still was able to get a point. He came in 10th, but I think that was excellent driving for a rookie to start with, start coming from the pit lane and still end up in the points. Bravo to you.
That's some good work.
I was like, that's the one. I was like earlier when you were like, oh, he's gonna he had to keep on his toes by not performing well. I was like, but then he overperformed in the race, so come on. But yeah, that's it. I think it was overall a pretty good race.
Oh, did y'all see Carlos join the Ferraris on their little final lap? And they were like, once a Ferrari driver, always a Ferrari driver.
Don't even get me started, because I truly refuse to believe that this was some sort of coordinated effort where, the Ferraris were like, yeah, Carlos, come along.
I feel like Carlos just got stuck behind them.
Carlos is stuck behind them, and he's a little camera time hungry bitch who was like, oh, I'm going to go with them. And the way the F1 account was like, the past and present of Ferrari. And I'm like, guys, you're glazing Carlos right now. This is about crop the video, okay? This is about Lewis and Charles. And that's it. I don't need to see Carlos's blue-ass car fucking up the color grading of the video in the background. Okay? This is not the time. This is Monza. Why are we even fucking with this right now? Okay? It should be about the
Where did Carlos even finish in the race?
Irrelevant to me. I don't even know. Let me look it up for you. I couldn't tell you. Couldn't tell you where he stood. Wait, let me find it. Did he get points? He didn't get points. He's behind Isaac. 11. Pointless. Completely.
And then he's talking about let me join my Ferrari brothers.
Okay.
Well, I mean, what's a Ferrari driver? Always a Ferrari driver.
Lame.
Apparently.
Sure. We'll go with that one. Any other race thoughts, ladies? Up next we have Baku.
What up?
Ew.
Baku always serves, so I'm ready. I'm ready for whatever Baku has for me.
Let's see what happens.
Wait, what happened in Baku?
Baku where Lewis forgot to turn the magic on.
The magic on?
It's a brake button they have that adjusts their brakes so that they actually do what they're supposed to.
Yeah.
And it's you have it on when you're waiting to go at the beginning, and then you turn it off, and then you can really do your thing. Lewis forgot to do that, and so at Baku he goes straight on into the runoff, and that is cited as the race that lost Lewis the championship. If Lewis had,
just by missing one button,
he was probably going to win that one.
Yeah,
so if Lewis had just won Baku,
Abu Dhabi,
then he would have tied with
Abu
Max
Dhabi wouldn't have happened.
At the end of Abu Dhabi, even if that happened, and he would have won, because I think he would have been one up on Max on wins. But instead, Max ended up winning Baku, I think, and that put Max in the position where even if they tied at the end of Abu Dhabi, Max would still win. So the only way Lewis could win was to win.
All of them.
I mean, no offense, but Lewis did it.
So that's what Baku's known for. Baku's also where George and Max had the initial start of their hatred affair, because George put a hole in the side of Max's fucking car during a sprint. Hated that. Princess George. That was great. Baku is always serving us something. I never leave Baku unfed. Wasn't Baku where Checo and Carlos crashed like fucking idiots on the straight, right at the end? Baku always gives the girlies what they need.
Wait, seriously?
Yes, they were racing, and it was it wasn't the end of the race. It was the second to last lap, and they crashed into the wall into each other.
Yep, that's true.
So,
why don't I remember?
I love Baku,
but that's fucking hilarious.
I love Baku, so I'm excited. It is amongst my top 5 for the year, along with Brazil, the girlies. But I'm gonna do my little pop culture corner. And
what do you have for us?
Sometimes for Pop Culture Corner, I don't want to ask you guys a question. I want to bring to you things I know that you have not tapped into, but that are big cultural moments right now that I think you need to be involved in.
What might that be right now?
And pardon my French, but I'm going to tell you about 2 shows that my friend group makes fun of me for watching, that are referred to as the brotherfucker shows.
Oh, now, I love it. Okay, see, that's what you get for your assumptions, because I actually watch one of those brotherfucker shows.
Exactly. And Felicia, I can see your face. Hold, let me and Beth explain.
But it's not
brotherfucker shows. Are shows where the main love interest is in love with brothers. Think Vampire Diaries. Perfect example.
Oh, okay,
a brotherfucker show where it's like the main plot of this show is a woman choosing between 2 brothers.
Torn between
Obviously,
2 brothers.
Vampire Diaries, OG brotherfucker show.
Yes.
This genre, this era of shows right now, there are 2 brotherfucker shows. One that I'm sure Bex is watching.
You just gotta stop saying brotherfucker. It
is, girl. It is what it is. Bex, I assume you're watching The Summer I Turned Pretty.
You would be wrong in your assumption. I'm watching.
You're watching My Life with the Walter Boys.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna need you to say that again without screaming. What's the show?
Watch season 3 of The Summer I Turned Pretty because.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so Felicia, just a quick rundown. There's 2 streaming platforms that have the brotherfuckers. There's Prime Video's Brotherfuckers, which is The Summer I Turned Pretty, which is adapted off a novel from Jenny Han.
I've heard of it,
yes. Then, I would call that the, like, more young adult, classier brotherfucker show. You know? It is, like, about teenagers turning college student age, but it's clearly more so meant for, like, people my age and your age to be watching. Like, clearly. Then there's My Life with the Walter Boys, which is on Netflix.
I've heard of this one, and I've seen it on my Netflix.
Yes, this is Netflix's brotherfucker show. And I would say The Summer I Turned Pretty is more of a brother-lover show.
Mm-hmm.
I think that My Life with the Walter Boys puts the brotherfucker genre into its true core.
They just be fucking?
Not that they just be fucking. It's not even that. The Summer I Turned Pretty, like, is technically a love triangle, but really it's about the 2 main characters, and the other brother is like an obstacle in there.
Okay. Yeah.
My Life with the Walter Boys, at least I'm only at the end of season 1, so I'm not
how many seasons are there?
There's 2 seasons out right now.
Thank you for prefacing that so I don't ruin it again.
Yes, I'm only at the end of season 1, but I've seen some clips on the line, so I've seen Jackie and Alice getting down on the couch. Don't worry, I saw the clips. All I have to say is I feel like I'm watching and I'm like, wow. If they didn't make these brothers, I would say, why can't Jackie be in a throuple? Let my girl Jackie have a throuple. Honestly,
Porque no los dos.
Porque no los dos. I'm like, come on, you can't make Alex actually have been adopted, so like she could have both. Like, because unlike The Summer I Turned Pretty, where I'm like, oh, I despise the other love option. Like they make him an obstacle, and so he is bad. I'm like watching Alex and Cole at this point. I'm like, I prefer Cole, but Alex is cool. Alex is cool or whatever, you know, like. But Felicia, I know that you are not tapped into the brotherfucker shows. You need to get tapped in. They are taking over the market right now. They are hot, and they're good.
You want to know what I'm watching?
Yeah, Felicia, what are you watching?
I just finished Unknown Caller.
Oh, I've seen
I don't know what that is.
Y'all don't know it. Y'all don't know that one. Never mind. It's a documentary about the woman who
yes.
The woman who technically she was stalking her daughter's boyfriend, but she was catfishing her daughter. Yeah.
Yes, I saw clips of that.
It's crazy. That lady is.
I watch a lot of television. I might pull that.
You say what?
I watch a lot of television. You want me to tell you what I'm watching or what I just finished watching?
Yeah, what you watching?
It's actually an old show that I think aired in like 2019, 2022. But it's on Netflix, a complete series, like 3 seasons, sorry. And it is the Discovery of Witches.
Oh, cool. I think I saw it.
I don't know this one.
I don't know. I Loved it.
What's the premise?
So there's vampires, there's witches, there's demons. So it's based off a book, and I'm not big into sci-fi books. You lose me with that sci-fi, fantasy, witches, demons, goblins, and ghouls. I don't like it.
Oh my!
But in movies or shows, I actually appreciate it. I'm not gonna lie, it kind of took me back a little bit to my Twilight days. And as a girl who was in high school at Twilight and who like lived, it was a little bit reminiscent, but I loved it. I loved it. So, if anyone's looking for
what's it called again?
The Discovery of Witches. It's on Netflix. Yeah, but it's really good. So basically, the premise is the female lead, she's a witch. The male lead, he's a vampire. Basically, they have a covenant between demons, vampires, and witches that they are not allowed to intermingle.
Ooh.
And they also have this thing called a congregation, which is basically like the ruling body of the covenant, or a ruling body that protects the covenant. So they make sure the witches and demons make sure the vampires aren't getting out of line. The demons and the vampires make sure the witches aren't, And it's very interesting because then the demon, because the witch, she's a witch, but she actually doesn't want to be a witch and kind of doesn't really use her powers. Versus the vampire, he's from like an historical power, like the most powerful vampire family ever. He's from the 500s.
Did they make him participate in the Civil War for the Confederacy? You know how they love to do that for vampires.
Yeah. To be honest, they kind of skipped that whole portion. He was born in 500.
And then was conveniently not around.
And then they did like a portion where they were in the 1500s. His dad died in the Holocaust. And then they kind of skip over that whole, Civil War, World War.
I'm glad somebody learned their lesson.
Yeah.
Why are the vampires always fighting for the Confederacy? I need answers to that.
I don't know.
Damon, Stefan, Jasper, come to the front. I need to explain.
I don't know.
They can't be in another country for that time period.
Jasper at least made sense. He was a Southern man born in the Confederacy who got turned into a vampire.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Stefan and Damon in the Confederacy.
Girl. But
they needed another storyline.
They could have easily been from Massachusetts during the Civil War. Like, their characters are not Southern.
Massachusetts is crazy.
Their characters... Jasper at least made sense. Jasper's character is Southern.
To be honest, no. Actually, they would not have... They would not, because all of the vampires are all not from the States. Only that one witch and a couple of the demons are from the States.
Okay. Well...
So everyone is... It's like mostly based in like London, actually.
Oh, cool.
Well, that's good.
Well, Felicia, you need to start watching My Life at Walter Boys.
Actually, one of the interesting things I will say is that they kind of allude to like real life people being vampires and demons, like actual factual,
like historical figures.
They're like, oh no, they were a demon, or no, they were.
This is like when Marvel said that Bucky killed JFK. Yeah.
There you go. Like, there's like this poet. They intimate that I think like one of the queens, I don't know, Queen Elizabeth I, was like a vampire or a demon or something. But she was out there drinking. Anyway, I liked it. I ended up watching it in like 2-3 days. It was great.
Yeah.
Can I recommend a book?
Of course.
Sure.
Have y'all read Honey and Spice?
Love that book.
Okay, well,
I love that book.
Read it. It's really cute. It's a good book. She just released the sequel to that book. It's called Sweet Heat.
Is it a romance book?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, you're not a big romance girl.
I exclusively read romance.
Okay, good.
Because it's based, but I will say it is also based overseas in England.
Okay.
London, I think.
So what's the provide? Give me a very short rundown.
It's a coming of age college story. Basically, the main character, she had like her own college radio show where she is very...
It's giving Dear White People.
It's giving Dear White People. But a better version.
I don't think you've convinced me to read it by saying that.
Okay, hold on. Let me back up.
No, but actually good.
The main character is giving the main character in Dear White People.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but that's, I think, kind of where the similarities end. She has a best friend who's like,
The premise of it is giving Dear White People, but the actual execution of it...
There are no white people.
There are no white people.
Oh, that's right. Hold on. We're giving you very bad. There are white people in the book. It's just, it's her love interest is not white. But there are, like, you remember how Dear White People was?
Oh, so this is like a hashtag choose Black love book. That's fine. I'm just curious.
Kind of, but
I don't know if there's a Blasian love book. You never know.
There's really no choice. There's not a choice to be made.
Okay.
I think it's just a college setting, sort of like, the big dealing with like the politics of university and things like that. That's where it's similar.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, next time I get into my published book era.
What do you mean published book? Oh, got it.
I'll go into my published book era and I'll read that.
What's your unpublished book era?
My fanfic era versus my public. I like to go back and forth.
I heard.
To be honest, I have not done a fanfic a long time. Like, so I used to get like updates, like, oh, you have a fanfic. When those pop up randomly, like a story that hasn't been like updated in like 2 years, and I'm like, oh shoot, I remember this. Like, it's just so random. But yeah,
the problem is
what category of fan fiction are you reading right now?
Me?
What category are you reading?
So I, at this point, my Draco Hermione TBR is so long that I need to dedicate, honestly, probably the rest of the year to reading Draco and Hermione. Listen, I have a lot. There's a lot on my TBR. I have a lot on my TBR. And I always add things to my TBR because I get recommendations from Reddit and Twitter. And I'm like, oh, that does look so good. And then I have to go read it. My TBR is, I have hundreds of tabs. My TBR is thick.
That's crazy.
AO3, obviously.
Oh, okay.
So my Draymini TBR is thick. I'm going to intersperse it with some light Zutara content, some Steve Bucky content. Zuko and Katara from Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Okay.
Some Steve Bucky content, but their content's stressful. It's really angsty, like 99% of the time, and I can't be bothered.
Steve Bucky
from Captain America. I can't be bothered to be that angsty all the time. Gosh, there's somebody I'm forgetting who's close to my heart, and I'm just not remembering them. But they are close to my heart. Well,
ciao.
But yeah, and then once I get back to my published book era, I need to read Kings of Sin series by Anna Wong. Love her, my queen. I need to read that. One of my Twitter oomphs.
I'm currently reading A Court of Thorns and Roses. I'm finally getting into my ACOTAR phase.
I don't give a fuck.
It's actually.
I'm not a fantasy girl. First and foremost, not.
This is like my first, like. Well, no.
I've read. As I just said, I read extensive amounts of Draymini. That's different. But
I'm not.
It is
that same. I think.
My thing about ACOTAR is I think that people set my expectations for it incorrectly. Yes. And then I was woken up to the reality, and I'm like, okay, well, you've taken a lot of the steam out of this for me. I was told I'd be reading fairy smut, and I'm like, this is what you people count as fairy smut?
No.
Where's the sex pollen? Where's the dreamscape sex? Where's... y'all aren't even getting into the good... They're fairies! They're fairies!
Did you say sex pollen?
Yeah. Like a mystical flower that emits sex pollen, and then you have to have sex or you die. That's like a very common trope in fairy smut. That's like a really, really basic fairy smut trope.
Fairy smut? So I'm so sorry. I've never heard of sex pollen.
Most fantasy sci-fi fanfic has the sex pollen trope in whatever way works for their thing. Steve Bucky, they'll come across a Hydra room where they were experimenting, and then one of the experiments blows up, and it's sex pollen. Harry Potter, oh my god, an experimental potion blew up, bam, sex pollen. Like, sex pollen as a fanfic trope is very, very common. I promise you, go on AO3, look up sex pollen, it'll be all over the place.
I get that. I don't come across it because I avoid sci-fi and fantasy. Fanfics, all of it. I can't stand it. I will sometimes watching like a cute little Harry Potter one, but that's about it. And even
in my humble opinion, if you're doing fantasy and you never explore sex pollen at any point in your books, you're wasting. You're not using your universe to its.
Well, I've been told that book 2 is a smutty book, so I have to get through book 1 to get to book 2.
Sure,
so I'll let you know
about that book.
I believe them when I see it.
I'm doing the work, so you don't have to. I'll let you know if it's worth reading.
What were you just doing?
I was looking at my skin. My skin looks fantastic.
Oh, I thought you were about to say you were mewing. I was like, what the heck?
No, I don't have a jawline for mewing. Nor do I really want to. So.
Mewing?
I've been reading the Ryan Kennedy books.
Oh. Which, Ryan Kennedy?
Yeah. Or Kennedy Ryan.
Okay.
My bad.
Which ones?
Yeah.
Which ones?
I don't know. The 3. The
Skyland series. Oh, I love those books so much.
All right, party people.
All right, let's stop bothering the people with our book recs.
All right, listeners, please rate, review, subscribe. Share this with the people that you would want to send sex pollen fairy smut to. They'll love this podcast too. So make sure that they tune in, and we will see you in a couple of weeks for Baku. Bye, listeners.
Bye-bye.